Elden Ring is an embarrassment on PC, and it pains me to say this because I do think it is a genuinely good game from what I've seen and from the little bit that I've been able to play. So I'm going to start by talking about performance issues. If you don't want to hear about that because it's been covered a lot, you can go ahead and skip to the next chapter. Now first off, the game is locked to 60 FPS by default, which is just pathetic in the year 2022. Now, luckily, modders have come along and very quickly have done some memory edits, so I am actually playing with FPS uncapped as well as with a FOV mod. So that part is nice, but it's ridiculous that people actually have to mod it, and you literally can't even play online with this. Like, I have to play offline with anti-cheat disabled. And beyond that, the game is horribly optimized. Now, I am playing on 1632 by 1080, which is like 85% res scale or something like that. I'm getting like 80 FPS. I'm playing on pretty much all low settings except for texture resolution. Here's the thing, lowering resolution did not increase my frames at all. It also, you can see I am at 30% CPU usage. Setting it to literally 800 by 600 did not increase my CPU usage at all. Did not increase my frames. Like, it just doesn't use your hardware. As well as that, there is the stutter. The DirectX 12 stutter. Because they just don't know how to compile shaders. Which is great. Like, I don't know, just fucking like outsource it. Like, get someone to help you. Like, you clearly From Software is not capable of making a decent PC port. So fucking hire someone who can. Right? Like, it's not that hard. You have the money for it. Just do it. But the thing is that people like buy the game anyway and give it a 10 out of 10. So why do they care? And that is just the tip of the iceberg. That is the part that's been like heavily covered already. Like, people have talked about the performance issues. That's pretty well documented. But I haven't really seen people talking about the M and K controls. And you can flame me all you want for not using a controller. Like, that's fine. I currently don't even own a controller. But even if I did, I wouldn't use it. I don't really like playing games on a controller. It hurts my hands. I have like carpal tunnel issues, as well as I literally just prefer mouse and keyboard. I like the freedom of movement with my camera. I like having keyboard layout. And I do think that like this game could be great on M&K. Sekiro is fantastic on M&K. It works amazingly well. But this game is it's so bad on M&K. Now, the actual combat part is great. I will give them credit for that. That part works perfectly fine. It's just so much unintuitive design. So, first of all, to even navigate the menus, like, you have Q to go back, E to accept. Like, you can't just like click on things. It's like, it's very bad. You have your key bindings. It doesn't actually list a lot of the actions in here. Like, if you want to go to see like, what are my controls, you kind of just have to Google shit. So I was trying to figure out how I got Torrent, right? I was trying to figure out how the fuck do I use him. So you can either put him on your pouch, so I have, so let's talk about that. So I have the keyboard prompt, so you actually have to go and set this manually. It doesn't detect what input you're using, which is crazy. Literally every game released in the past like 20 years can just automatically detect if you're using a controller or mouse and keyboard. This does not. You have to go manually set it. A lot of people like just miss that fact and are just dealing with keyboard or with controller prompts. So anyway, I set that, but then in the pouch, it still shows the fucking D-pad. So I set my item shit to 1, 2, 3, 4. So it corresponds to that, and you know, it just doesn't reflect that. So that's cool. So you can put Torrent on your pouch, or you can put him on equipment. And I had to Google this to figure out, because I don't know, maybe it said. I didn't really see a clear explanation, but maybe it said somewhere. So I put in my equipment, and I can, I can switch here. So that's fine. I figured it out now. The other way is you can put it on your pouch, but it took me so long to figure out how to use the pouch because it doesn't tell you anywhere. Like it just straight up does not tell you. You have to Google it. Like I don't know, maybe somewhere it's hidden in there, but I don't see it. It's not in here. Like, so what you do is you have to hold down E, and then you can press 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another thing, if you want to switch to two-handed, I figured like maybe you hold on 1 or something. No, that doesn't work. You have to hold E and left click. And if you're not holding E for long enough, you just attack. Like you can't press them simultaneously. You have to press and hold E first, and then you can do it. Like it's just stupid. Now, let's get to the absolute greatest part of this fucking horrible port. Alright, so in these menus, like the mouse works. Like I can actually mouse over things. Like I appreciate that. That's nice. It's still not ideal. It's clearly not designed for like a mouse and keyboard. I don't understand why I have to use this stupid, like, that's all the items I get, on a keyboard. Like it makes sense on a controller. You have a D-pad. That's it. On a keyboard, I have so many buttons. Let me put stuff on the buttons. Let me have a separate keybind just for torrent. Like why not? There's no downside to that. Like just do it. It's fucking 2022. Okay, so here's the real kicker though. The map. I could not for the life of me figure out how to open the map, because it should be M. Every single game it is M. Maybe a couple games it's tab or escape. It's not tab or escape in this game. It's not M in this game. So I figured, you know what? Like I had I was trying to get out of like the first area. I had like fallen through some geometry, like a buggy area, and like fallen deep in some cave. So it took me a while to actually get out into the open world. Like maybe like 20 minutes of like just like walking through some area. Not actually like 20 minutes, like 10 minutes. And I couldn't open my map. So I figured, maybe I just have to get to the open world and then I can open my map. Still couldn't open my map. I figured, okay, you know what? I heard that there's like map pieces you have to collect. So maybe I have to like find my first map piece and then it will like unlock the map or something. No, you know what it is? They put it on fucking G. On G. Like aliens made this game. Humans did not make this game. They have never played a game on mouse and keyboard. They put it on G. Which is, whatever. Like, some of the keybinds by default are pretty fucking stupid. But you can't change it, and it's not listed in here. It's just straight up not listed, and you cannot rebind it. Like, what the fuck, man? It's so bad. But that's not even the worst of it. Look at this. I can't move my mouse to do anything. Every other game, you can like click and drag with your mouse. At the very least, I should be able to mouse over these icons and be able to see what they are. No, you can't do that. You have to use WASD to move this cursor. And then it will show up what they are. It's insane. How is this released in 2022? How did this get 10 out of 10 from every single review site? This is not acceptable. Like, it's straight up not acceptable. Like, this is sad. And unfortunately, I don't think this is something that like modders can easily fix. Like, maybe I'll be wrong, but like I should be able to like click and place a beacon just by fucking left clicking. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Oh, and you can't close it by pressing G. Every other game, you either hold M for the map or you press M to toggle the map, and then you press M to close it, right? So whatever the map button is, pressing it again should close it. No, you have to press Q or escape. You can't press G. It's so bad. Oh, and then little prompts like this, you can't press escape to close that. You have to press Q. If you're in your inventory and you want to go back to the main like pause section, you have to press Q. You can't press escape. Press Q. Like every other game, you would just press escape and it would go back. But nope, you have to press Q in Elden Ring because we're fucking Elden Ring, baby. We're From Software and we make perfect games that everyone will rate 10 out of 10. No flaws, none whatsoever. It's ridiculous. Oh, and you can't. That's another thing. The fact that just more and more keep on coming up as I go. It's ridiculous. All one button. You can't have a separate fucking dodge button. I have how many keys on my keyboard? I don't even know, but I have a lot of keys on my keyboard. And let me put a dodge button instead of having it on the same button as sprint. So oftentimes I will press sprint in a fight to go backwards and I just end up wasting a roll. It's ridiculous. Oh, and here's another thing. Look at me move my cursor. Look at that. It's swapping between the windows and the in-game cursor. Like, how do you even make a game that broken? I don't get it. I do not understand. It's just sad. It's really sad. I don't think any of this will get fixed, unfortunately. The performance will get fixed for sure, but they're just not going to fix this, most likely, because, you know, everyone's just going to bully people into buying controllers when, you know, maybe some people don't want to play on a controller. Like, it's, if you're going to release a game on PC, you have to actually make it a PC game that supports native PC input. It's just brain dead. Rant over. I'm gonna try to play the game and not get too frustrated.